morning all. Welcome to a very wet Djuma Game Reserve this morning. My name is Mark. Seb is on camera. Tara back in final control. And the last of these big storms that have been rolling through during the night, there were several, it's just hanging up in the north. Saw a few flashes of lightning as we were leaving camp and moving, hopefully moving away. Of course, the grey skies and the darkness of the cloud means that it's still a little bit dark out here, but it'll get light soon and we'll see what the sun's going to do. Some of this cloud is fairly high, there's a fairly low inversion layer underneath it, but very light sky to the south, so maybe it's the end of it for now. We're heading north. We're on Gallagher shortcut and we're on our way up towards Biffles at Cutline. A lot of standing water after these last few rains, these last few showers that we had last night. And that can only mean that there was a lot of water in a short amount of time, and a lot of it didn't have time to sink in. So there are a lot more puddles out there this morning, out here. A lot more insects around the lights last night. Interesting ones too. Some longhorns, some wood borers, amongst all these little Christmas beetles or little scarabs that we're getting in profusion. They're swarming. Far so good, thanks Tara. I love being the first on the road after rains like this. No tyre tracks. First animal tracks I've seen besides some impala at camp with some of these zebra tracks here now. And hopefully here on Biffleshoek with the firebreak we'll find something else. So let's see. Mine. Oh, did you see that? But I wonder if you saw it on camera. Straight ahead of us was a huge. That's one of the reasons why I came this way. Get a view north and see that storm that's disappearing to the north, but hoping to see some wonderful things that have come out with the rain. Yesterday morning I saw my first giant African land snail of the season. Probably the earliest I've ever seen a land snail come out. Not ever. I guess I might not have ever noticed it before. But certainly in the last few years, this is the earliest good rains that we're having. I think last year this time, this was all still very brown and drab and looking quite sad. One, two. since it's not quite daylight yet and the sun isn't coming up, I'm hoping there's a remote possibility we'll see one or two creatures that are what we call fossorial. They live underground. They live under the sand. Not fossil, but fossorial. Things like... Oh, another big flash of lightning. Well, I'm not going to say their names because if I see one, I want to use it on my list. Better get on that list. I think I'm lagging behind a little bit. So what we're doing is we're heading to our northwestern corner, more or less, as close to it as we'll come, in the form of Sandy Patch North and Buffelshoek Cutline Junction. Now we can see how dark it is out here in the north. And that's where there's still a storm raging. Crown plovers. Crown plovers lost a foot, but it's doing fine, and it will do fine. No, flown off. Seen bird. One of the wagtails, the Cape wagtail, gets into such fights that it's actually quite common to see a one-footed wagtail in the cities, where perhaps where territories are so intense or competition for it. Now this one I don't have, and maybe we're a little bit too far northwest because I'm getting a few drops of rain here. We better head back east and south perhaps. Termite! I got a termite, flying termite landed on my wheel. So they've been flying. Are you? Which way are you going? Sky? Uh-oh. Turn around, bird, so we can see. This looks like the storm swinging around this way again. And we better get moving, whether we get this bird ID or not. I was going to go up Buffelshoek Cutline, but I think that might not be a good idea. The storm's actually moving more or less east now.